Wars, right?
What part of Quid do you understand that? Hello, everyone, and welcome to a rather late, a little delayed. We tried to buy some time by showing you the happy last week episode. No, is that that didn't do it for you? Well, we're back now, and I'm telling you, this is live. It is Friday. It is 8:30 instead of 7:30 like we were supposed to get going. My name is GM Jeff Ball, and this is the Mongers Bundle O podcast. Several shows back to back for your enjoyment. Now, what we were trying to do is bank some episodes, stream live, and flip back and forth so that even though you're going to get to watch 4 or 5 shows in a row, we will actually only be playing 2 or 3, twice as long. Do one live, like right now, then flip to some pre-recorded that we did last week while we record a second episode of this series, and then flip back to live, and sort of a restream, live stream, restream, live stream every other hour, and then the next week we flip back, because you got to admit, like 4 or 5 shows in a row back to back an hour is not going to be easy. But some last minute technical difficulties and staff changes and stuff, so now we are actually going to give you each show pretty much live. So here we are, and just to prove it, I'm typing hello in the chat. See? Live. Okay. What are we doing? Well, we have a couple of announcements. Okay. Now, first of all, to kick off, soon, very, very soon, we will have GM Rob Hammond's Starfinder that we are going to record on Sundays and stream as part of our restream early in the Rollmongers Bundle lineup, taking the place of Star Wars. Why? Because it's Pathfinder. It's Starfinder. Why? Because Fantasy Grounds is sponsoring Rob Hammond for his Starfinder campaign, and the lovely people at Fantasy Grounds have agreed not only that they are currently sponsoring our Age of Ashes Pathfinder 2nd Edition game, give us the core books, but the lovely people at Fantasy Grounds just turned over a plethora of valuables in the 1st edition Pathfinder world, which means our War for the Crown, Dice Before Dishonor series, and our Man from Osirian, Mummy's Mask series, and a few other things that we want to get going in 1st edition are all now officially sponsored by, you guessed it, Fantasy Grounds and Devon Knight. Matt, they sponsored the Fantasy Grounds sponsored 1st edition. I don't know if you can hear it.
Finally.
Yeah. No help from you. Everyone bitching about the dice roller. So, what are we doing tonight? Well, a lot of these aren't first episodes, guys. I mean, Star Wars has been up and running for 2 years. We are in season 2. War for the Crown has been up for a good year or more. We went through a prologue of separate material, and now we're digging in halfway through Crownfall. It's in season 1. Mummy's Mask is relatively new. We've taken a little dash of... Now, something else I wanted to cover. I thought it was pretty obvious that our shows were a little different. We are running adventure paths, and every DM says, oh, they're different. My world is different than your world. Sure. But has anyone noticed that not only are we doing the Troy La Valley challenge of the all Cavalier party and One Fly Samurai, we have been with Echoes of Honor adding elements of Jade Regent and the fallout of what happens after Jade Regent, what we believe is happening, taking some of the history of Taldor, where they went all the way around to the Zhaitan land and made New Opera, kind of like how Britain took Hong Kong and China's going, I want it back.
Colonization, baby.
Yeah. In our Mummy's Mask series, we've taken an android from Iron Gods sort of, a dash of this. So we're like 80% the mainstream and like 10-20% a little dash of another one, just to make ours flavor and taste a little different. And we have more shows coming up. I don't want to spoil everything for you. But last time on Star Wars, Matt.
Dun, 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 dun,
I just wanted the regular da-da-da-da, and I was going to hit the music, but he's on a roll. It's a good thing your Rick and Morty phone went off there and signaled the ending of all that. Matt Witt, everybody, from the Harry Peterson Band, roaming Lindsay and the Kaortha Lakes Beyond up here in Canada. All right. I believe, for as much as we keep saying not in the face and war for the crown, that Poser Sham took a Gamorrean fist to the face. That's right. And he is out cold. I didn't want to do it. The, adept negotiator feat that he kept, the talent that he kept wrangling over top of me. I really didn't want to punch him in the face, but it happened and he's out cold. And who knows his fate. We left, let's zoom in here, with, I believe, Rahaul Oberys, who was backed not by Merrick, but by Haas this time. And
yep,
they, they went to see the big guy. They got him out of bed. And you watch this. You ready for this? No more post-editing effects. Watch this. Push the magic button and why you want to get me out of bed? So sleepy. Yeah, you like that? That's good, eh? Welcome to the wonderful world of live streaming. Oh wait, I got more. Hang on.
Of course you do.
Of course I do.
Yeah. I'm just curious. I zoomed in on the map here, and I just realized that Darga is holding something. Do we know what Darga is holding?
I told you, it was a totally little rat man teddy bear. Remember, you got a little nightcap on and everything.
That's it. Right? Okay, yeah.
And then we have T33 going. My Lord Darga wishes to know why you've pulled us all out from our nightcaps and brought us here. We'll get this sorted soon enough. Remember that? Okay.
I do.
So, kicking over the Wookiee head. Poser in a dungeon somewhere, unconscious. Merrick laying on a bed with Dr. Leth. Laying on a bed and Dr. Leth is seeing to him. Nope, that doesn't sound right either.
I'm nearby.
Receiving special care? No? All right. The auspicious amount of waiting that you guys have to suffer. Then a rough-looking Zabakian and a few mercenaries are ushered into the room, confused, and they see, they see the head. And demand to know what the meaning of this is. Yes, we were just getting to that. Get in line. So. Rahaul.
Yeah. So, I'm quite curious myself as to why one of your employees would be coming onto my ship and trying to shoot up my crew. At first, I was suspicious of the entire situation, but in light of what I discovered the other day, I don't think Darga had much to do with this. I really think it was all you guys. I got a bone to pick with you.
Okay,
so does my buddy Rick here.
Once was acceptable, twice that's unprofessional. What's going on here? Muda, explain, what is meaning of this? Darga turns to, the Zabrakian who's, overwhelmed. He's, the Zabrakian has fallen to his knees and he's like clutching and turning over the Jango Fett helmet that's beheaded. I mean, the the Wookiee, and he's kind of petting the fur. I guess they were really close.
Uh-oh. It's not just that he used that really, really good, expensive space shampoo.
Yeah, no. They want to know why you killed him. They claim to have done nothing.
Done nothing. Oh, the rest of his body's sitting on my ship. And you can send all your investigators. I'm pretty sure we may have some footage. We had some power issues, but let me assure you, you all came barging into my house. And I don't take kindly to that. I wasn't even there. My crew really doesn't take kindly to that.
I believe Dr. Leth was saying he stayed back in case you wanted to like roll tape on some proof or footage. What kind of proof or footage did you think you had in mind or actually had access to, Dr. Leth?
Well, I could send a video footage of the rest of the Wookiee. There's also the member that we currently have strapped down to our table, recovering.
Oh yeah, we got a live one.
The guy that almost died of cyanide poisoning. Yeah. Shoot off his own tentacle and.
Yeah, so I'll get on the comms. Hey, Leth, patch me in to the feed you got on the guy on the table. Just visual only, please. And I'll punch in my data pad, link up to the ship.
Okay. Haas, do you want to help him with that?
Sure.
You'll probably do a better job.
Hold this way?
Yeah. So Haas holds it for you, right?
You're going to be my Vanna White.
No. He holds it for you. He plugs in, and the one cyber eye does the old-timey projector on the wall.
Oh, sweet. Hollow projector.
He starts making that, like, 8mm, school night. He gets this sort of, like, placid look on his face and just starts projecting the scene, Anyway,
and then once it plays, I want to see the reaction of the guys.
So what you see is like old-timey piano music, da, 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 and a black and white thing of like the guys moving too fast up and down the hallway, and a bunch of laser fights, all with like bad effects, type of thing, and then somebody going, and then
Cue card saying, "Oh, that looks like a zinger."
It pauses and just the text right across the screen. Oh, he got me.
Oh, look, there's you see a very excited Merrick doing this, and it's like the sign comes up, says, "Oh, look, power armor," type of thing. Puts it down, and then when the cue card comes down, the Wookiee is headless, and you guys are like kicking it across, like you and Haas are like doing the British two guys playing soccer, just kind of dribbling it back and forth all the way down the street and in here, and then you pick up the last minute. Yeah. They show, and then they show the corn, and they do the corn with the fake sad tear black ichor,
strapped to the table.
The end, and then
and then I want to see the reaction of the slavers before
they're upset. Perception, they're upset. One of their guys are killed, and
maybe is that a
proves they died on your ship. Doesn't prove they snuck on your ship. What if you attack them in the middle of the night and drag them off to your ship?
I kidnap them. Perception of 12.
They're upset. But the Zabrakian's still like hugging and petting the Wookiee head. It's very disturbing. So he's got like a bundled up cat or like one.
I'm terribly sorry about your friends, but business is business. You come walking into my house pulling guns and trying to shoot my crew up, they're going to do what they got to do. And by the way, in case you didn't notice it at the end, we still got ourselves a live one. Our doctor right now is in the process of lubricating his vocalization skills. So I'm sure we'll get all the answers we need out of him. But I wanted to bring this to the great Lord Daga's attention and also mention that there's some hijinks going on here in the compound. I'm still looking for my companion, Mr. Poser Sham.
Well, we got sort it out in the morning. Go back to bed. Take Iron Ring back to the dungeon. All good. Really want to sleep. And you, Dargus just seems to like be too tired to care. Rules in your favor. And let's go back to bed. And like Gormorian guards just like accost the Zabrakian guy and everything. Anyway, there's enough, muscle here that even if these guys went to guns, they would only take a third or half the place out before they got gunned down. So, they're upset. They relinquish their weapons and anyway, they're getting hauled towards the dungeon. And then very large, like bigger GAurdians that you've ever seen. Not the Teletubby GAurdians from Return of the Jedi. I mean, these guys are solid walls of muscle. There's like two guys that come up, right? And one is pleading with the other. One is carrying sort of bride over the threshold style, limp, eyes closed, poser sham, extracranial cone head, limp over one arm. And behind them, two red eyes, an even larger GAurdian warlord. And yet there's that one going, I didn't want to hit him, he's not a bad guy, all this type of thing. And they bring Poser's limp body. Harry Potter's got nothing on you, buddy. And they just lay him down, right? Stopping the procession of the Zabrakians and everybody, right? So everyone looks, and then the GAurdian goes over and reports quietly to Jabba's ear, and Darga's ear, thank you. And he goes, "Whoa," and starts growling and looks at you guys. And then he pulls the droid close. And then we get... My Lord Darga wishes to know why his elite guard found your man poking, prodding, and sneaking around our dungeon. I mean, our secured facilities in the basement.
Well, as I was saying before, you got something going on in-house here. Poser and myself, we was just trying to head out to help our friends. And all of a sudden we was attacked. We got separated. I made it out. But Poser got left behind. I believe I mentioned that in my earlier discourse with His Eminence. And I appreciate you finding him. I guess somebody must have got their hands on him. And as for sneaking around, yeah, I can't blame the guy. We was attacked. He probably didn't want to get attacked again.
The guards claim that they were manning their posts like good little piggies. And this guy had, downed several of them before they were even aware he was there. And he didn't kind of do I must be lost. Where's the bathroom? I'm looking for my friend. He straight up attacked, ran, and then attacked some more. And they finally backed him into a corner and took him down. Certainly not sort of fitting the profile of what you say your guy was doing.
Are you sure they didn't see him take out the other guards? My friend is a very helpful guy. He was probably just checking to see if they was okay.
That's the report the GAurdians get. Like, they come out, they got guys laying around. Your guy's there, unless there's somebody else sneaking around down there.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe you should check into that, because we was accosted in your atrium. Okay. Condor man.
No problem. Guards surround the lot of you. They wait, staring you blank in the face, and enough time goes by, 5, 10, wiki piggies, adrenaline, clear, to get full reports. And the truth comes
of them dropping from something that they didn't see or hear or feel.
Oh, they felt it. We felt the force choke, which really should be evil. Couldn't breathe. I fell over. I saw Bob respirating.
Force grip.
And
semantics.
The second and third guy did see Poser. It's just like they just couldn't do anything about it.
No, the second dude didn't see me, and the third dude saw me right at the end.
Well, you're not in a court of law.
Do they have video footage?
No, dude, you're not in a court of law. You're in a gangster's place. It's like
that's right. So
the guard's word is good enough to shed some suspicious light on what Poser was doing.
Right. And they should be suspicious. You got some hijinks going on here in the compound. We was attacked. For all I know, when we got separated, the same dudes was attacking him that was attacking your guards. I don't know. It's very out of character for Poser to be running around into secure areas taking out GAurdians. He's one guy. What kind of a fool do you think? And he's a musician. Have you ever seen him swing that
Can-
axe?
can I
Well, you
have
did. You
some,
saw him attempt to swing that.
Can I have some persuasion? I'll even give you a +2.
You sure
I'll give you a
can.
+2.
How many do you want?
As long as I keep waiting in all this BS, as many as you want to spend, because it's just getting deeper.
23.
Oh, the BS is getting pretty deep. You want to risk more than 20?
21.
All right. So
This is my strong suit.
everyone presents their bucket O. Okay. Now
15, which probably still passes, even though it was a natural one.
the iron ring, okay, does not represent Darga.
Right.
However, we learn that the Khorne assassins do belong to Darga. And that's the only reason the slug is giving pause is to like, did I order them killed in my sleep? Type of. No, my lord, I stand by your nightside, watching you sleep every night. Not so much as a peep. So
Right.
Darga.
So why the?
But then there's you.
So who's
then
the
there's you
dirty
guys.
one
Then
here?
there's the only person found down there, running around and attacking his elite guys. Sure, you wiped out the little guys, but you did get into a fight with the big ones, where you shouldn't be. Is your guy? So it's like there's like 3 parties here. Anyway,
Well, at this point, would I have woken up?
I don't know. You tell me. You just got knocked out. How fast do you regenerate on your own? I mean, we did carry you gently. It's not like we grabbed an ankle and your head hit every stair on the way up. We are civilized gangsters, guards.
So that's fair.
GAurdians.
Give me a sec.
These ones actually blow their orifices with tissues. They don't just let it flow free.
Anyway, I forgot to mention that this entire time, okay, they do also pull out Argon Demos, his actual Matrodomo, the Duros guy, is standing there close by, watching and listening. Now, he was pulled from his bed. He has no testimony to give, but he just kind of standing there. And you guys are all like, oh, no, your honor. You're like I said, guys, this is not a court of law. Like, you guys are knee deep in gangster territory. If they wanted, they could just like, forget it, waste them, throw them in a dungeon, whatever. However, the fact that Darga is interested in your patronage, that you guys are trying to woo Darga, like there's a back and forth here, and he's interested in powerful, allies and lackeys because he's greedy, is enough to get him paused. So finally, we have Demos leans in and whispers something to Darga. And the Hutt just kind of like, smiling, thinking he's clever like he thought of it, rubbing his chin, and then pulls the droid and, starts ushering his, his decision. And then you get the droid. My Lord Darga believes that it's in the best interest for, our parties to sort of understand that sometimes our underlings, aren't always 100% controllable. You have a guy that wandered around and attacked guards. He's a musician. I have trained assassins that boarded your ship and shot the place up. Not under my command, Darga says. And it's not like you guys are pushing your luck, demanding recompense. But I would say technically he does look a little bit worse. But again, we're not presenting our case to a court of law. You're in his house. So he decides to be, the big guy about it. And they give you back Poser. And
Excellent.
He would like his Khorne assassin back, and his assassin will be dealt with. So basically a trade. We'll give you Poser, and you can have him and talk to your guy about what he was doing, and instead of us questioning him, with sharp things. And
robot voice man.
Sorry. My Lord Darga demands that instead of us poking and prodding and cutting up this cone-headed doofus, that takes too much time. You just give us our little Guan back, and we know how to get to him.
That seems fair. A moment, if you will, and I'll turn and go on to the comms to the doctor. Dr. Leth, how long would it take you to get that Quarren fellow ready for transport?
Well, he's reasonably stable as it is. As long as he's careful on the movement, he should be able to make it to the. I'm assuming you were bringing him back.
Yeah, we got into a little bit of a dispute. It seems Posa went butting his nose into maybe somewhere he shouldn't have. So we're going to do a bit of a trade. Get him over here post hastily, please, Sir Doctor.
I'll do what I can.
Appreciate it. I'll turn back. Of course. I agree with the terms of this arrangement. I will have your man back here as soon as possible. The doctor's packaging him up, and they should be here within a reasonable amount of time. Do you have any medical training, Haas?
No.
he comes out of the days wondering what happened, how the hell was he projecting. So what gives you back the data pad.
So I'll go up to Poser and see if I can do anything with my treat injury to help him.
All right.
$10.
Okay. He's alive-ish.
Excellent.
Best to take him back to the doctor. It's middle of the night and before these
Well, just making sure.
No, dude, I was setting DCs. It's like I'm sleepy, I'm grumpy. So that ups the DC. But, Dead to Right's the assassin. But again, they're gangsters, man. They don't care. It's just they just make shit up in their own house.
That's true.
But he does have an interest in you guys being, business partners and stuff.
So and after checking on Poser, I'll turn back to Darka. Okay. Again, I apologize for inconveniencing you at this hour, Your Eminence. But it seemed like this was a pretty urgent situation that needed to be discussed. Perhaps we can continue our discourse at a more reasonable hour.
Well, up now, I suppose. No. Yes. So, they take you back. They let you go. Darga's going to go back to bed. Haas. And I want to say Rowan. Rahaul. Can I have a perception check, please?
Certainly.
Sure.
I see all.
With a 28?
28.
17? Okay. Haas, with a 17, you notice that, after talking to the hut, Demos is just sort of got his fingers together and trying to look passive, but he's just watching the two of you very intently, kind of eyeballing you. Rahaul, these aliens don't have a lot of facial expressions unless they really bob their head and are very animated. They're kind of like Muppets. There's not a lot of subtle movements, a little bit in the eyebrow and stuff, but they have very smooth faces. Hard to read. But if you had to guess, you'd say that he's pleased that he sort of pushed an undecisive, sleepy, grumpy, hut in the way that the Majordomo would like this ruled. And you note that, Darga is influenced by for as badly as he treats the droid and just does things very whimsically, he does seem to take his own Majordomo very seriously.
Okay. Well, maybe not for long.
So, you guys take Conehead and go?
Yeah. Yep. Back to the ship. We're not staying in the palace anymore.
Back to the ship.
Yep.
Let's all go back to the ship. All right.
And I know y'all are tired, but we're going to spend some time shoring up our defenses here.
So I'd like to pull the scene back to Dr. Leth who asks, or who says, he'll do what he can. Dr. Leth.
Yes.
You don't have to look up to know that Merrick is fidgeting. He's supposed to be resting, but he just not somebody that can lie still very long. And despite his depleted physical condition, the adrenaline rush of a new battle has made him, very, very edgy. Anyway, he's lying there. You got him all hooked up on IVs and you're giving him care, whatever. But he's just kind of like laying there, and even so much as like sitting up and then lying back down when you catch you looking, and then like maybe leaning out slowly and picking up some of that battle armor that he took off the Wookiee and like just looking at it and flipping it over. And
should I strap you in or medicate you down?
Oh no, it's okay. I have thoughts.
I'm not sure what you've heard, but I'm not certain I'm that particular form of doctor.
No, what? No, I know we have welder, and there are things this armor. It's very good. I wanted to weld a generator to it.
Why?
Then Sasha would always be sated.
Has Sasha, as your weapon running out of power, been a problem before?
She has been close to being hungry. I am scared to think of such things. And think there are many more options which I could do with. I could charge your medical advisor if it ever to run low.
I'm sorry, where are you going to get a generator from?
Well, back on the swamp planet, we picked up an E-Web rifle which had a built-in generator. I've been holding on to it since then, not knowing what to do with it. I am a bit of a back rat.
Okay.
So, I was thinking I could take the generator from the E-Web rifle, and then I could perhaps weld to the armor, and then maybe Medic could get his very own set of power armor. It is armor that has power. Yeah? You see where I'm going with this? All I would need to do is just take some struts, weld them here to the back, then take the generator, weld it onto the back like that, put a couple of cords around for convenience, right?
And unfortunately, it wouldn't quite be that simplistic. You would need you would need some way to mount it onto it, as opposed to actually just welding it to the back.
That's where the strut comes in.
And the wiring would need to be a little bit different.
Extension cords?
Well, there are certain technologies that would match what you are trying to describe. Are you planning on making such adjustments to your armor, or?
I was going to do such after I was done with this. And I make a general reference to like my whole body. Because to be honest, Doctor, I hurt.
Well, there certainly does seem to be a lot of work to do in that area.
Arthur is not helping by constantly offering, like, remember he's now like reformatted like Windows. Hi, how are you? I'm your robot, that kind of thing, right? So hearing Merrick talk, he's just like offering random suggestions of how this could be done.
Oh, thank you, thank you, Arthur. I'm actually quite aware of the many ways it could be done. I'm merely waiting to see what exactly the soldier there will suggest.
You guys hear the loading ramp drop outside, and on board comes Rahaul, Haas, and they bring you right through your main door there. Unconscious poser. Haas has got him like fireman carry, over his shoulder.
Do we still have the Quarren on board?
Yeah, he's right here in the medical bay.
Perfect. Okay. So come in through the doors. Oh, good. You guys is up. Excellent.
No!
There's a couple of...
Merrick. Oh, just the guy I wanted to see. I'm glad you're back on your... Well, you're back conscious anyways, my friend. Dr. Leth, if you could see to Posa here, make sure he's okay. Merrick.
Yes?
I need to pick your brain for a second. Do you think you could make an explosive device that could be implanted into the body of someone
Yes.
and detonated remotely?
I have one already. Do you want it?
Oh, this is the best news I've heard all day. Doc, how long do you think it would take you to surgically implant the bomb into the Quarren?
The Quarren's sitting there half awake, like
Oh,
trembling.
approximately 50 years.
50 years? Come on, I think you're underestimating your ability, Doc.
Ah, it's okay. Tell you what, get me some Vaseline. I got the digit.
He's not happy with that. Look, you see the Quarren begins to shriek and pull wires, and like he's a terrible mess. Like he literally falls onto the floor and he's barely conscious and starts crawling away. Like as soon as he hears Vaseline and digits, he's gone.
Sedate him. Just an insurance
Yeah.
policy.
Walking over to stand in front of him.
Yeah.
I'm not certain how much I'm comfortable with the idea of you implanting a bomb into one person that is as yet my patient.
Fair enough, Doc. Let me start by saying this is an insurance policy only. But there's something really shady going on in the ranks of Daga's folks there. These guys work for him, but he didn't send them. So there's something going on there, and I don't trust it. And I'd much rather have as much leverage going into this as we can.
So you want to put a bomb in one of his
Do you have anything to
guys?
say for yourself?
Certainly do.
How is this gonna? I don't see this end. Okay.
Turning to the Quarren that we have, I mean, has that convinced you to talk at all? I can protect you while you're here, but as soon as they take you to return you, you're out of my hands.
Yeah, and maybe you're gonna have Merrick's hands in you.
Yeah. At this point, Merrick's actually over in one of the unused shelving units in Askela's lab, rooting through the bottom.
He would very much like to be turned over to his own people, please.
Oh yeah,
He
don't
seems
worry.
to be more afraid
You're
of
getting
you
sent
than
back.
more afraid of you guys than.
As he should be. Because we're crazy.
Doctor, do you need this? As I hold up a random electronic component.
Probably.
Yeah, you don't need it, do you? No.
Well, it could certainly be useful in upgrading or manipulating any of our various equipment that we currently possess.
Or it could become an explosive.
There's a couple of GAurdian guards you left down at the bottom of the ramp that escorted you here and waiting for their
Sure.
guy.
Never mind. I go to my room. I have several there. I will be back. I take a sheet wrapped around my waist.
Okay.
And I'll explain to the doctor the vibe I got off the maitre domo and the slaver dudes who the Wookiee belonged to. You know, I got a feeling they're on the verge of maybe a little bit of a coup. I'm not quite sure. But there's a lot of fishiness going on in here. Oh,
Well,
and keep this under wraps, but the protocol droid that Daga uses, he's one of Twitch's guys.
Well, in that case, may I suggest that rather than simply implanting an explosive device in unfortunate locations, if you must do that, then please don't do so in my lab, but also we could implant him with some form of listening device.
That's good. That's very good. I hadn't thought of that. Do you think you could pull it off in a very short amount of time? We got some GAurdians waiting to take this dude back.
I take out one of the tiny comm links that I have.
I was kidding about the.
Can I route it?
I was kidding about the core and like hearing stuff and like trying to run away. I was trying to be funny. Like
I was assuming he's
no,
completely
out,
unconscious.
He's out.
Yeah.
We're gonna put a listening device in him and let's look at him. He's looking at you. No.
I mean, what could he say? He tells someone, okay, well they put a bomb in him, so
yeah, there's a bomb in me. No, sorry, I believe he was seriously injured, and you were trying to nurse him back to health, and yeah, he's not doing so hot. Or maybe he's awake.
I like where your head's at, Doctor. I think that's a suitable compromise. It's much less explodey than my idea. I'm sure Merrick won't like it much, but there's much more value in your suggestion. Information is worth much more than simple destruction. So I think that's a genius idea, Doc. That's why we pay you the big bucks.
You don't pay me anything. I'm paid by the university. You're merely test subjects. At any rate.
They're waiting outside.
In that case...
They're banging on the shutters, guys.
Yes.
Do it, Doc.
Okay, so what would you prefer for that one? I'm taking a small comm link that I have, setting it so that it is on, and then...
inserting it in your Quarren?
Yes.
Okay. Like surgically, or enough to wake him up?
Well, his mouth has quite a bit of dissolved skin as well. I could probably just fit it into around the jaw.
You've seen the Star Wars comlinks, right? They're like this big around.
Yes, but there's the smaller ones that you just kind of set into your ear.
Okay. So you're just gonna tape it in there? What you... how's he
just
not
jam it in one of the blaster holes? It seems like a pretty easy access when there's already a big gaping hole in the guy. Just
Oh, I see. You're saying he's gonna be so sore and swollen he wouldn't even feel it.
Indeed.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
Worst case, it's just a rather rude awakening as we're getting him off the table. So treat injury for that?
Yep.
Natural 20 for 33.
Beautiful job.
bow, 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 bow.
If anything, the wound starts closing a little bit.
Nicely done. There's a few there's a few suspenseful moments. You know, it was a little touch and go there, but the dentistry was a success.
All right, and then I suppose we would get him up and start leading him to the other
You
quads.
don't have to wake him. You just hand him over.
Indeed. I meant
Yeah,
get him up off
we're
the
not going to let
table.
the GAurdians on our ship. We're going to carry him to the ramp.
They're quite pissy you made them wait this long.
Tough luck. He was heavy.
This tiny little Quarren assassin.
I'm not exactly a big dude myself. God damn it.
Okay.
For being so skinny, you sure got a lot of mass.
They do seem to wonder what took you so long. Theorizing in their little piggy brains. Why did they take so long? Care to give them a reason?
Oh, sorry, guys. He was acting up, so we had to sedate him. caused a bit of a commotion when we tried to get him out here. I guess he thought we was going to put a bomb in him or something. I don't know. Here you go. A deal's a deal.
All right. They're not very happy with you, but they take their guy and they bugger off. And, it's dead of the night. Zin's already crashed,
Rahaul! Rahaul!
Merrick!
I found it! And at this point,
Perfect.
he's carrying like a briefcase. We can
Perfect.
use this.
That idea's been benched, but we're still
What?
going to need that. I need you to do a little bit of security work on the ship so we can maybe get some better early detection if somebody's going to be trying to sneak on board again.
You want me to use this?
Strategically placed, of course.
Hmm.
Make sure the blast radius isn't going to damage any essential systems, just whoever's trying to sneak aboard.
Smart. I like the way you think. I will do this. I would make one more request. Could I spend some more time with the doctor? I heard. Here.
Oh, absolutely. Your recovery comes first, my friend. But get that work done or they'll be held to pay.
You're a good boss. Give him a big clap on the shoulder. I go lay down and sleep and dream of power armor. Okay, you hold this. And I hand him the briefcase. I walk off in the med lab.
Thanks. I'll carry it back to the med lab and set it in some accessible location for Merrick and brief the doctor in full on everything that transpired, the weird bird things in the atrium, and ask him how long you think it'll take to get Posa conscious, because I'd like to find out what happened after we parted ways.
Well, unfortunately for Posa, it has been not that long since he's already had quite the double dose of stimulant already. You'll have to be, at this point, a bed rest is the best thing for him. As is the same for Merrick. Oh.
Yeah, you guys really want to be poking around and
suppose
causing
I
more
could take-
encounters and shit with with Poser Sham rolling.
Nope.
I noticed Aiden was so quick to like, am I awake? But he didn't roll. He didn't say about that one he just rolled in his Constitution.
Haas,
Yes.
until we get our defenses shored up, I think it might be good for us to head out to orbit, or at least far enough away that we're out of range of whoever's trying to get us.
If we leave too far, then we will not be within range of the comm link that we just implanted.
What's the range on a standard comm link?
Well, this one has around the range enough to go. Oh. Probably about 500 meters.
It does have to pierce flesh.
Yes.
I don't know. What's our fuel supply looking like? Could we set ourselves in a hover mode overnight? I just don't want to be standing on the ground with people who are sneaking on our ships and trying to assassinate.
You could
I think the ground would.
you could possibly touch down
think-
on one of the mountain peaks that suspend the bridge city.
We'll just find a safer place. That's not a bad idea. All right, Huss, I'm going to trust this in your hopefully more capable hands than what you tried to pull off in the courtyard the other day. Find us a safe place outside of the city limits to
I
land.
don't know. Again, it has to be preferably within range.
What the doctor said.
Within 500 meters, safer spot. Fair enough.
I have no memory of that landing. Arthur. Mind wipes are fun. All right.
And I think I'm going to go take a nap.
Okay.
See y'all in the morning.
There is something that I believe the audience is probably raving and shouting about. But technically, the only person in the party, I'm not going to say the only person in Dargis, but the only person in the party that was aware that he had tripped an alarm, remember this? And expected half the place to come running, was Poser. when you guys came in, and right, they weren't like red alert, nothing.
You're very right.
Mm.
But I didn't know
You don't
about
know
the
about that.
alarm.
But I bet by this time we're like, I just wanted to mention, at least for the audience sake, that there's what's up with that? You'll see. So meanwhile, Aiden is quietly spamming his Constitution. He's not
There we
so
go.
quick to mention rolls under 10. Why is that, buddy? What's going on?
No, one of the reasons why is because it didn't matter until I rolled above a 10, but it was also not pertinent to the conversation because after being unconscious for 1 minute, you're allowed to make a Constitution check. If you beat DC 10, you wake up. After that, it's every hour.
So there's your 1, there's your hour, so
roll.
you're out for a couple hours. So at least we didn't have you pop up and then have to roll back time and go, oh no, he heard this, he said something.
Hence why I rolled the first one immediately at Darga's place, and then one for like the first hour when I probably got back to the ship,
Sure.
and everyone was still awake. So this is like 3 or 4 hours later. I kind of like, boom.
Yeah. So yeah. Poser, hours go by. So let's talk about health and healing and what kind of hit point. Like, you guys have been down, up, down. There's only so much of that you can do in a 24-hour period with second winds and stuff.
Actually, I've been down and then down.
Yeah, right. So, Dr. Leth, what kind of hit points can these guys even manage to scrounge even after half a night's rest? I'm assuming you guys are just going to sleep in and feel like no one's going to, you guys are going to take your full rest even if you show up the crack at noon at Darga's Palace for the next days or whatever.
I'll quickly pull up the actual number to be exact, but I believe it's something along the lines of their level per rest at the minimum. I think there's something I can do before we move off to make sure that they are actually doing even better than that.
So while Jay's looking into that, guys, who had a crack at Switch's data pad? You guys remember Switch? That lovely other gangster who's a droid on the original Zelzun station that you guys sort of agreed to work for?
Switch.
Yeah.
Yes, not Twitch. Switch. My bad.
Switch.
I called him Twitch. So I got a buddy watching the stream. It's actually so he just sent me a text message laughing about your Vaseline and single digit joke there, Ryan.
I aim to please.
Not only am I a gangster on Zelzon Station, I'm also a broadcasting platform. Growing each day. So, gentlemen. Switch's datapad? Who had to go cracking that?
We haven't really had a go yet.
Okay.
We were
that much of a chance.
Yeah, we were looking for a console that we could use, but encountered trouble.
Okay. So
but I have it, and I think that'll be a mission for the morning. I think sleep isn't.
All right. So let me know, Jay, when you have that info.
I do believe I have that info.
So let's have it, because you guys have a certain hit point number. What are you sitting at right now, Merrick? Poser?
4, and it's the most impressive 4.
I'm actually quite hurt too. 18 to 33.
Poser's at 12 of 51.
Okay.
So, because I'm trained, I can basically long-term care. If you tend to a creature for 8 consecutive hours, that creature gains hit points equal to its character level, in addition to those recovered from natural healing. Creature can only benefit from 1 long-term care per 24-hour period.
Okay, so let's do the first 8 hours. So they all get 4 hit points, right? And what's the natural?
They would get 4 hit points, and natural healing is their level again, so 8 hit points total.
Okay, so you both get 8 hit points. I want this tracked and also spoken for the audience, as it were. Okay.
Yes.
And what? That's it for 24 hours?
And yes, now that then when they wake up, that's what they get from that, but I can then redo first aid if necessary.
Okay.
So during the first 4 hours I was out, I would not be able to put myself in a force trance, but after that I can. And force trance rules allows me to regain a number of hit points equal to my character level
For how long?
for every hour that I remain in the trance.
Okay.
So 4 times
Be
4 is
aware
another
that-
16.
Be aware that if you're waking up after 4 hours, I would be trying to put you back to sleep.
Yeah, like his care for you, right? You're kind of like canceling one kind of care. Now, if you want to resist Poser, technically your trance is more powerful than what he can do. But these guys don't know you're force user. You know what I mean? So I would really like to see this conversation. So Poser, 4 hours in, and you do not have that first dose of 8 hit points yet. You wake up, right? Not in the face! You look around. It's dark, You see Merrick in his bath towel, like the kid that refuses to go to bed, playing with action figures and playing around with a briefcase. And there's Leth attending to his thing. And Leth, you notice he's up, and Leth comes over.
Last time I take on a Gamorrean.
Indeed, it didn't seem to come out too well out of that particular encounter. Anyways, back to bed with you.
Got it, Doc. And literally just closes his eyes and lays back down.
Yeah, you can pretend you're sleeping. I guess you can force trance. You don't have to like sit there and make the pose, do you?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like a pure sit, legs crossed, or even playing the guitar. I can literally just sleep-ish. If I do it for 4 consecutive hours, it counts as full night's rest. So.
Okay. That is cool. So.
Do you get natural healing with that then, though?
No, it supersedes it. It doesn't stack. So it's like he can sit there and get 4 hit points with your medical. You can make it 8, or you can cancel all that and rev it up even better, faster to like 4 hit points an hour instead of, you know what I mean? I don't think it's all stacks.
Oh, per hour, right?
He just kind of trumps with the better one.
It doesn't explicitly state whether it stacks or supersedes.
That's how I'm going to go with it, because it's like it's.
Okay.
Yeah, you have this
long-term care
ability to get 8 hours in 1 hour.
Yeah, it does make sense that would replace your natural
and then
healing.
here's my next hour, and here's my next hour. So
because it is unnatural.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
So like you said, instead of waiting 8 hours and taking the Doc's shot and his care giving you the 8, you get Zippo, but 4 hours in, you start trancing, and you get 4 an hour for 4 hours and get 16 total instead of 8. Fair enough?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Because otherwise,
I'm just putting in my notes. For
otherwise, the doctor who's like caring for you would know, like you're not sleeping. You're not, oh, this is interesting. The wounds are closing.
Yeah,
that's creepy. I would like a perception check and a deception check, because Poser, you are pretending to be sleeping, and Doctor, you are tending your patient, and you've had enough. Like Merrick doesn't even bother faking at this point. He's just up all night.
He takes the good drugs.
Oh, and then we put the brackets here, and then we'll attach the welder here.
I'm assuming
perception of 18
and deception from Poser.
Six.
Okay. So now he's been through trauma. Leth, it's not like, he's got one eye open, he's faking sleeping. He's lying there, he's trying to rest. He's not fidgeting or anything. He's just lying there. He's breathing slowly. Like, it looks like the man is trying to rest. He just hasn't had a chance to fall unconscious. Maybe it's too much stress. Maybe it's the ship of the noise or whatever. It is what it is. Unless you wanted to induce, and for that would kind of be permission or just trust me. And then, again, we're going back to an active scene of Poser maybe stopping you, but.
I think I would actually at that point go and attempt to like, if I've got him up with like an intravenous, be like, okay,
Here's the sleepy stuff. So do you have any powers where you can detox? Poser.
Wait, sorry, can you repeat
Do
that?
you have any powers where you can detox? Because even if you're faking sleeping and faking away his care and like, oh, I'll just pull the IV out just enough, not the needle but the tube, so that the stuff isn't going in me, and I'll just rely on my force trance. He comes over, he checks you, he's like, oh, reset the IV, oh, reset the drip, oh, give you a little something, help you sleep, buddy, that kind of thing. He's seeing through your deception of like trying to ward off his care and sleep. Do you have anything that can, keep you awake, or because you're a very concerned friend / doctor, really your only friend on the team, is trying to give you proper medical care, and you're trying to keep your Jedi powers under wraps still. So
Right.
here's the catch-22, right? This is what I'm pushing for: is how can you get these benefits of your powers under direct observation? Because we're not in a battle where everyone's distracted. He's really watching over you. Okay, you're just force trancing. Simple. But to negate one over the other, here comes the sleepy time drugs. You literally see him take a needle, stick it in the tube of your IV next to you, smiling, this will help. And it's like, you have X amount of seconds or rounds until this drug hits you.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's nothing I can do. And at that point, it's easier just to let him induce this sleep, let him take care of it, and then when I wake up, I can just handle the rest.
Honestly, you were probably going to get more treatment in the morning anyways, so if you were more healed than I expected to, it'd be questions then too.
Oh, Rahaul, he'd be flipping over and leaning on it, and he pinched it while sleeping, rolling over, But I don't want to spoon feed you guys tactics to deceive one another. I just want to know if you guys, how badly you want to keep your cover and how badly you want to...
Force grip the IV line.
Yeah, just all night long. Force grip the doctor. I
mean, as long as I roll well enough, I technically could maintain it all night long, but that would keep me out of the force trance.
I was just
anyway,
gonna say, I don't think you could trance well.
No,
So,
and, your deception sucks. It's just like,
it's not my job to deceive. That's Rahaul.
No, that's fine. And like I said, I'm not saying, aha, you must be a force user. But Jay has a point about why did you heal so fast if you were up all night? Anyway, you drug Merrick. Calm him down, sedatives, proper rest. Okay, so
he's the pusher man.
Yep. So the next day, I'm assuming you guys all sleep in and stuff, right? Doc says they need more care. Half your team is down. Rahaul.
Yeah. I'll be okay enough to function for the day.
Did you want to check out this pad or anything? Like, you got a little downtime before the team heads back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So.
And what's the Saga edition ruling for taking 10 and taking 20?
Well, this is a challenge. Like, you're decrypting something, so I'd like use computer roll. They have a DC,
sure.
Blah blah blah.
Okay.
It's not like it's absolutely safe like climbing.
12. Sure, I can do better.
I'm sure you can.
Actually, you want to know what? Is Haas conscious? Because I'll enlist his aid in this.
It's the next day. You can wait.
Computer head himself. Yeah.
Haas.
Yes, I'm awake.
Okay. So I'll get on the comms. Haas, how handy is you with decryption technologies?
Half decent.
Excellent. So probably between the two of us, we can get this figured out. Can you meet me up in the cockpit?
Will do.
Okay. So head him up.
Take the pad up.
Up.
Take the little walk.
Head up there. Okay. Get into it. So. All right. So you check this out, Haas. So who's our lead and who's aid another?
I've got a 9 for use computer.
I will aid.
You want to move your dudes into the cockpit here?
Yeah, I'm trying to find my dude.
I have way too many things on my screen to actually see that.
I'm not there.
I've got you, Haas.
Thank you. The joys of being on mobile.
Oh, there I am. Aha.
My screen is really, really small.
All right. So, who's our lead?
I will take lead.
Who's our other?
That would be me. Aiding away. There's my aid.
All right. And here is my main.
Okay, and
20.
And a 16 for aid.
nope.
So 22 total.
Nope.
Still no.
No. I have terminal
Really?
access success and terminal denied, and you guys got
Terminally
two.
Terminally
It's
denied.
heavily encrypted.
Well, again, I'm going to ask, what's the... So you want straight rolls on this? So I can't take my time on it?
You guys want to like spend like the proverbial hour on it?
Yeah, if everybody else is in downtime. Until I get a summons from Darga.
It's the adventure is like any hero who successfully used computer check, decrypts, blah blah blah. I'll give you take.
Oh, brainstorm. Brainstorm. I never even thought of this. I'll get on the comm. Doctor, are you awake?
No, I'm not.
that's his was it voicemail?
Automated
The
response.
voicemail, right? No, I'm not.
Right. I'm sure he won't mind. Come with me, but we're going to have to be quiet.
Fair enough.
And I'll lead him down to the med bay where Arthur is.
Okay. We go through
I'm going to plug into the
bigger
droid.
door. Nice and quiet.
Yep, nice
You
and
guys
quiet.
got to use the astromech droid.
Astromech droid,
Okay,
yeah.
so with his stats being, default now, what kind of bonus do I have for Arthur there, Jay?
Use computer of plus 12.
Oh, nice. That's good. And then we'll both aid him.
Okay. So he's like,
And I'll speak to him in his native language.
"Hi there.
Beep,
Good-
boop,
good
boop,
morning.
Boop, beepity boop boop.
You're not my master, bitches." Wait, I have a pre-recorded message from my master. If anyone tries to ask for my help, I will play it now. Jay? And he actually does have the little hollow projector, instead of hope. It's like, "Help me, Obi-Wan." And then you just see Leth stand in the shot and just shove Leia aside. Looking up at you. What would you pre-program your droid to say so people, don't touch without permission?
Arthur is currently in a very dangerous state. He's not to leave this room, and certainly he's not to perform any tasks that would involve connecting to the computer or the internet, or the HoloNet.
There you go. This message will self-destruct and. Oh shit! You buggered him. Quick, turn him off. Turn him off.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
So the droid's out of the question. All right, maybe we're gonna have to handle this ourselves. At least till the doctor wakes up and we can get his assistance.
It is kind of weird that you can't take 10 or 20, but you can when you're pilot.
No, I'll let you. I'll let you take
Where-
10. I'll let you take 10.
Where everybody.
Yeah, but taking
died.
10's still not gonna do it for me. All right, so we'll head back up to the cockpit. I'll put my thinking cap on,
Fair
fedora.
All right. You could take 20 in like a combat situation as a pilot,
Do the knuckle combat.
because there's piloting checks going right. No problem. Take 20, and then there's like, I take 20. That's why so many TIE fighters explode around me.
Well, I think the taking 20 had a time constraint, which means you can't
Right.
do it in
Right.
combat. Period.
So
I have the actual entry for use computer. You can
Okay.
take 10 on use computer checks. You can take 20 on a use computer check, except when attempting to improve access. When a
okay.
computer is friendly or helpful toward you, you gain an equipment bonus on all used computer checks made with that computer equal to its intelligence bonus.
sure, to Poser you listen. The guy with the book. Don't listen to the GM. Fine. To Obi-Wan you listen. Anyway, 10 yes, 20 no. This has been
Okay,
my
so 10's not
stickler
gonna
for the
cut it.
entire rule book, but now that
Yep.
the rules lawyer has, every day's a day at court. Okay.
With these games, absolutely.
No, it's fine. We actually, I'm just kidding. We actually encourage,
Oh, so that means I need to roll a 16, I think.
I will keep aiding. No, push that button.
Come on, baby, big number.
What do you got?
I rolled a 1.
No.
So no,
You
that's
rolled
not,
a
I got
1?
10.
Oh,
Yeah.
we could always have, some sort of, critical fail.
But there isn't critical failing on
Start
skills in Star
flying.
Wars.
I just really like the sound effect. It's just gonna blow up. The corn comes wandering back in. I don't feel well.
All right, I'm going to attempt again.
Okay.
I'll aid
Come
again.
on, big money. Oh, 17, that'd be 19. Still no.
Nope.
That's like, what, a couple hours?
Too
gone
many
by?
attempts have been made. Reset your
Thank you.
password. Blah blah blah. Lockdown mode. Plus 10 DC. We're not having this shit. Anyway, back to Poser. You awaken. You have your 8 hit points. Lucky you. And I'm assuming you immediately want to
Yes.
trance.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, I want to. Actually, yeah, let's just trance.
Okay. You are not in your trance very long. Help me. Please. Help me. What the fuck? You were so close, and then you buggered off. Help me. Let me guide you. I will guide you now. I'm so sick of waiting for you to get off your force-using asses and come and save me. Follow the sound of my voice. Rahaul.
Yes.
You know that you ever go up to someone's front door, you can tell if the television's on in the room and just that high-pitched sort of sense or noise. You ever get that? You know,
Yep.
we recently spoke about your edge. Once in a while you get a feeling.
Of course.
Well, quite strongly, while you are zoned out or just got that intense focus on the encryption playing around with Haas, you have this feeling, almost like a little voice in your head, asking for help and saying they will guide you. That you should return to Dargis. Somebody needs your help. It's more of a feeling, but it's almost like an almost audible whisper. It's there, but you can't.
I've always trusted my gut. Always trusted my gut. When I get the feeling, tells me to do something, I do it. It's never not worked out in my favor. Maybe not at first, but at least in the long run. So a couple hours in, I'll be like,
Just
this is going nowhere.
just you.
Haas.
Right? Haas is like, hey, pay attention.
Yeah, I zone out.
Stop smearing the pad.
I got, I look out, the sun's coming up, daylight
Yeah.
is on, full on. Just like, I got stuff I got to do today. I'm going to leave this with you. Tinker with it as you will. When the good doctor gets up, see if you can get his help and maybe get him to help you, give you access to Arthur.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I got to go.
All right.
Would you like me to take you somewhere? Or are you just gonna hop in?
Yeah, like it's like you're like,
Oh,
hey
that's
there,
right, we're
healthy
still-
compatriot with
Yeah,
all his
yeah,
hit
okay,
points.
yeah.
You stay here. I'll go it alone. Okay. That went so well for the last guy that wandered downstairs.
Oh, good point. I totally forgot. Yeah. Take us back to the same spot we was before.
All right.
I'll go prep. Let me go check Merrick, see how he's doing. Maybe he'll be good enough to come in with
Okay.
me.
You
So I'll head back
right.
down and go to the med bay. And
so you check on everybody, and as we talked about the hit points, Merrick has 8. I'll be kind and give Poser. He's got his 8. I'll bring you like that proverbial hour. Poser, at least an hour on top to
Okay.
give you your 12. And it's not that this not that the voice is interfering with your trance. It's just like when you force trance, man, you're opening yourself to the force. So this user is close by, and it's just like, oh, someone's online. Hello, hello, hello. PM me back. Private message me back. You know, really, really digging in. And for some strange,
But I can't mute.
No,
so
some strange unknown reason, not Merrick, not Haas the half cyborg, not Arthur, not Dr. Leth, but Rahaul gets this feeling, Rahaul, when you have them bring the ship back to Dargis, it almost is a whisper. It almost is that, shh, 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 kill. Help me.
Okay.
Help me. Help me. Help me kill.
So while we're en route back to the location, I'm actually going to be a dickhead and disturb the doctor in his slumber.
Okay.
I give the rope a tug. Dunk, dunk. Doctor. Dunk, dunk.
Give the rope, yeah, right, because he's hanging from the ceiling, right, getting us.
Yeah.
That's how he maintains his youth, while the blood rushes to his head. You lower the winch, and down comes, Vampire Leth.
Which is like the best entrance ever, I have to say.
Oh, the problem is though,
especially considering his race, because he does have that kind of like I've never seen the sun vibe.
An Arcadian has white hair and blank white eyes. It is so awesomely creepy. It really, really is, And he's, he's up there like. Just sleeping away. Sleeping. Can you hear that?
Yep.
Oh,
nope.
Okay. He just sleeping away. I got myself.
Doctor. Tug tug. Doctor. Tug tug. Doc. Tug tug.
Certain I have something I can give you.
No, Doc. I'm not looking for a stim.
Nice.
But we'll talk
Jay,
later.
Give yourself a force point, buddy. That was awesome. The best in character I've seen all week.
I need your assistance. My gut's telling me to get back to the palace. There's something going on. And I'm not really feeling up for going it alone. What's the condition of our crew here?
Well, let's quickly take a look, shall we? And I then begin scanning the compatriots that we have currently strapped down to tables.
Merrick, like as we've been talking numbers, Merrick's got his 8. Poser supposed to have 8 but has 12, but that could still be written off as like, oh, he's a fast healer. Considering he has like 50, it's just a little bit more. I don't think it's that suspicious. I'll give him that at least.
And he's young in the prime
Zin
of his
has locked
youth.
himself in his bunk with little do not disturb. I'm drinking and sulking. So who knows what he's doing.
And I know better than to get involved with that
you've got
already.
Haas, so you're all right. Yeah. And with that, gentlemen, when you guys, decide who's going and who's not, you walk down that ramp, and Rahaul, and even out of the force transposer, it's this way. Come this way. I will guide you. I will guide you next week. Good night, everybody. Say good night, Dr. Leth.
Oh, thank you. Good night.